How's it going, everyone? And welcome into yet another week of the Offseason podcast. We got a great one today. We've got some stories for you. We got some fun topics. And as always, the Guess That Rating game. I meant to get the screenshots from the different disc golf courses and have y'all guess what course we're on. But I think we'll bring that maybe next week. But before we get into all of that, I got a moment to thank our sponsors. All right, ballers, it's time to get your game face on because Manscaped's dropping some serious heat this season. Meet the Chairman Pro Package, the ultimate grooming kit, keeping your face smooth and sharp, whether you're courtside or couchside. This kit's a dual threat. Whether you want to clean up that baby face or whether you want that clean-cut babyface assassin look, or you're going for a rugged stubble, your favorite power forward, the Chairman Pro gets it done. And it's not just about shaving. It also has the Power Shave Gel and the Face Shave Soother, making sure your post-game glow is just as smooth as your moves on the court. So get the Chairman Pro package today and score 20% off and free shipping with code DebateNight at manscaped.com. Your grooming game will never miss a shot again. This thing has 2 interchangeable blades, 4-blade foil, and a stubble trimmer. It's got Flex Adjust technology, and the stubble attachment lets you keep that rugged look on lock. Plus, like I mentioned, the Power Shave Gel keeps things slick, while the Face Shave Soother ensures no post-game redness. So again, head over to manscaped.com. Join over the over 11 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by using code DebateNight for 20% off and free shipping. Thanks again to Manscaped for sponsoring today's episode.
Top 2 power forwards for me, Chairman Pro, Amari Stoudemire.
Do you guys have hair ties all over your house too?
They find their way around. Scrunchies, a lot of scrunchies.
Yeah, I'd say Liz has moved into the scrunchy world, and
a lot of scrunchy person.
A lot of scrunchies everywhere.
Scrunchies and those claw clips.
Yep, the claw clips. A lot of times I'll find my 9-month-old chewing on them.
Luca loves claw clips. Luca he thinks they're like musical instruments.
They are fun to play with.
They're a great time.
Yeah. We'll kick it off with a story here. I forgot to write down who submitted this story, but it's we'll just roll with it. Back before COVID, I was playing one of my first competitive tournaments. My buddy talked me into playing this tournament called the March Monster, which was an unsanctioned 3-round tournament in the same day. I saw it as a good way to shake off the winter rust and have some fun. As we were warming up, I heard my buddy talking about a guy in the distance like he was some type of legend. I asked him what was going on with that guy, and he simply responded, "Just don't shake his hand." I thought that was weird, but I didn't think too much about it as it was just before we teed off and I had to walk to my tee. It just so happened that this guy was on my card. We have a great round and I don't know what the hoopla was about. At lunch, he swings by our table and asks if he can join us. I say sure, and my buddy joins us and starts talking to this guy about sharing some of his story and gives me this look that says, "Are you ready for this?" This guy gets so excited and then begins to share all the different ways that he has, quote unquote, dropped a deuce, laid a log, taken the Browns to the Super Bowl on courses that he has played at. To say I was shocked was an understatement. It was at that moment I looked at his bag and realized in the umbrella holder, there was a pole with toilet paper rolls around it.
Heck yeah.
I knew he wasn't lying. He proceeded to tell us where he did it on that course. He played a winter tournament there and shared how he went out into the middle of the lake to take care of business. I was laughing so hard, but was still in shock at the same time. I've never seen this man in another tournament. Maybe he's still taking care of business around the world today. Local unsanctioned tournaments can be wild.
Wow. Did not see that coming. For starters, how do you convince anybody to play a 3-round in the same day unsanctioned tournament? Goodness, that one
sounds like the grade 8, I think is what they call it in like the Raleigh area, where you play like 8 rounds in one day. And it's just like
say like we had one in Pennsylvania called the Iron Man, and I think they played 100 holes in one day.
We gotta have one in Lynchburg.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever been one.
The 460 challenge back in the day, because you could basically go up 460 and hit the course out in Appomattox, and then hit Camp Hideaway, East Campus, New London, Falling Creek, Independence, all on 460. That'd be a little bit much in a day.
Yeah,
but that kind of sounds like the point. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
2 things from this story that jump out at me. First one, if you ever ran cross country, you can relate to this guy. Second one, I think disc golf could totally use like a clubhouse situation.
Yeah.
Well, I think if they can have them.
Obviously the money.
For a number of reasons.
Usually you're just hoping that the park is nice enough to have bathrooms. And the kind of bathrooms you run into at the Las Vegas Classic, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
No,
Do
the ones
tell.
not the Halloween Classic in Vegas.
Oh, the Halloween Classic.
That bathroom.
Yeah, those are sketchy. But no, I think a lot of these 2-round flex starts, or even just imagine if there was some sort of club, because the clubhouse after the fact is such a fun place to unwind. And I think a lot of times disc golf, it's like the round ends and you're just like, all right. And everyone
It's like parking lot. Yeah.
Everyone just hops in their car and
The
leaves.
nearest Wendy's that's 15 minutes away is about to get the most patrons it's ever had in its entire life.
I don't know. I think that would be cool, because it does sound like a lot of people sit down, tell stories and stuff. And it'd be a lot better in an air conditioning place with refreshments versus a park bench. But it is what it is right now.
College tournaments, we would just eat sandwiches on our discs as plates in the back of our coach's car. And Hunter, have you ever had to go number 2 in a disc golf setting?
No. I have pretty great control over.
I do too.
That region.
One time,
I'll hold it.
So I
blew up. Go ahead. I'll tell my story.
Well, so mine was, this is before a college tournament, and we were at, this is the flamethrower tournament. Probably this is the second time I had played in it. This is 2019. Yeah, 2019, I think. Or maybe, I think it was late 2019. And we had gotten there, and I had gotten there at a time where I had a little bit of time to warm up, but not a ton of time before it was going to start. And we're in the field, and I think it was nerves maybe, or maybe something I'd eaten that morning, but I typically have pretty good bowel control, and I was to the point where I was like, this is not going away. I've got to do something. Or I'm not going to be able to focus during this tournament, or I might just poop myself. It was crazy. It just hit me so hard. And so I didn't know what to do. And I decided to run as far into the woods as I can. And I sprinted off to the left. And I just went to a part of the course that nobody's ever going to be in playing disc golf, because there's a ton of woods. We're on the side of a mountain. So I ran really far to get to a place where no human would ever venture. There's no paths, nothing. And I squatted down and did what I had to do. And luckily I had some small.
Were we at Camp Hideaway? Where were we?
No, this is at East.
Okay. I was going to say Hideaway, Trevor. There was bathrooms.
No. There was no, that's what I'd say. We were at East. So I would have had to drive somewhere. So I luckily had new microfiber towels, the small ones, and they were brand new. So I just quick wipe, and then I threw it away. And then that was that. It was, all things considered, a pretty smooth process, because I'm not the guy to do that, to just take a squat in the woods. So I was pretty horrified.
Everyone won't even pee on the disc golf course.
It worked out great. I'm pretty pee shy. It's not that I wouldn't. I'm a very pee shy individual.
You didn't run cross country, man.
You're darn right. Didn't play team sports.
You didn't play team sports either?
No, that's a joke.
I was like, wait, what?
I played a lot of team sports.
I thought you did. So mine was 17. I mean, I'm sure I have multiple, but the most notable is hole 17, right after the green Portland Open.
Really?
There was just and it was bad too, just blew up the toilet, because there was a stretch, and the Pro Tour does a decent job of getting a lot of toilets out there, a lot of porta potties, but sometimes I wonder how much thought goes into the placement of them, because sometimes you'll go
it's probably just the easiest place to get them out there.
I guess, yeah, and maybe that is the case. But sometimes you'll go 2 or 3 holes, and you'll see multiple porta potties throughout those holes.
Yeah,
and then there'll be a 6-hole, 7-hole stretch of nothing, and that's just what it was. It's hole 12 to 17, you're on your own, and so by hole 15, I was I have an issue, and yeah, it couldn't come soon enough, and I think I threw my tee shot on 18 straight into the water. After that. So I mean,
he's frazzled.
I won't say his name. I don't even think he plays disc golf anymore, but just in case he didn't want it shared. But one of my buddies, I think it was my freshman year of college, because I was on D2, and he was on Champ Flight at the time, which is now D1. We were at the Clemson tournament, and he was lactose intolerant. He knew he was lactose intolerant, fully aware, but they had free pizza for lunch.
Oh no.
And he just went off. He ate 7, 8 slices. I don't know.
Those lactose intolerant poops are serious business.
And
from what I
so
hear.
he like the round started and we were on like hole 2 or 3. He was on hole 1, and so we were like kind of close. Like it was like kind of 1 went down, 2 came back, and 3 was like in the woods kind of. So like I could kind of see their general direction, but I didn't know anything was going on. But they throw their tee shots, and then I hear like a little bit of commotion, and there's a porta potty right there. And then that's it. I heard a little bit of commotion, but I didn't even think anything of it. And then after the round, Ryan, who's like one of my good friends, he came up to me and just like, he just can't wait. He's like had that look on his face where he just can't wait to tell you a story. And I'm just like, what happened during this round? And it turns out the guy like basically threw his tee shot on 1 and it hit him. And like, it was, like I said, lactose intolerant, ate a bunch of pizza. And so he just like basically grabbed his butt and went sprinting off. Like as soon as he threw his tee shot, just went sprinting off the tee.
The tee shot
towards
was
the bathroom.
too much.
And he basically just, I don't know what happened in the bathroom. What I do know is he threw away his underwear because it was so bad. And he just played the rest of the round commando.
Oh,
and
man.
rode back at the bus commando too.
Oh, man.
It was like a 6-hour bus ride home too. Just no one where to be found. Yeah.
That's funny.
The last story I have is we got to give a shout to Las Vegas because Trevor brought it up. But this goes back to our ultimate frisbee tournaments out there. We used to play at one of like the larger soccer venues in, I think, the United States. Massive soccer venue out there. But they only have a couple bathrooms throughout the soccer venue. These bathrooms don't have doors. So,
yep.
Before your ultimate frisbee tournament at 7 o'clock in the morning, what do people do a lot of times at 7 o'clock in the morning? So there's many a times where you just be sitting there and, taking care of business and people are just walking by and you're just like,
tough.
How's it going?
And it is what it is. So that was definitely an interesting experience for a lot of people. I think there was a lot of people that held it more than they would have liked out there.
Yeah. Well, I learned quickly in the racing scene because like I'll go to the bathroom like when I wake up before I go for a run, I go to the bathroom like immediately. Mm-hmm. I'm not like right before I run, I got to go, but a lot of people are. And so every race I go to though, I'm drinking a ton of water before I go to run. Water, electrolytes. So I always got to pee right before. And I've learned like if you don't get to that porta potty line a solid like 45 minutes to an hour before the run starts, don't even try.
You're gonna start
because
late.
You just walk up and they'll have like, granted, they know what's going on, so they have 75 porta potties, but all of them have 80 people lined up, and they're not waiting there to pee. So you just walk over there. I'm like, you're not getting in this line.
I think one race I went to, Hunter, they actually had like a number one section.
That'd be smart. That's what they should do.
Yeah, so you
That's
never
huge.
got stuck in line behind a couple dumpers. It was
couple dumpers.
It was quick moving porta potties.
That was a great move.
Tough stuff. We're filming this earlier today than we normally would, so I don't think we can really do the Imposter episode 4 recap because Brody hasn't seen it yet. This is your first episode you weren't a part of.
Mm-hmm.
But it probably, in my opinion, will probably be good to get back a week off, mainly because that gives the finale time to breathe. So that way next week we can do episode 4, and then it gives the finale a full week so we don't spoil anything. And then we can do like the full show recap as like just an off-season episode.
Heck, maybe we bring a couple of the people back on too.
We could do that too.
Good.
Was there anything in this episode though? Was there any like information given at the beginning like there was in previous episodes?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No. This one, the format of this one was fun. It was more singles heavy. Actually, I think it pretty much was singles. And then one
round or two?
It was one round, but it was combined score singles. And then it was like a downpouring rain on and off, which just made things fascinating.
It was brutal because we were really exposed to the rain.
But yeah, it was a good time. So watch that if you haven't yet. We'll recap probably episode 4 just as a part of the episode next week. And then a week after the finale, we'll try to just make the off season be almost like a imposter recap. Try to get some of the people on.
Heck yeah.
All of that fun stuff. I think that could be really fun.
It's like the reunion show.
The reunion show. Yeah, that could be a great time. Yeah, we'll plan to do that 2 weeks from now. I think that'll be a blast. So let's go ahead and get into the guessing game. Reminder, how this is going to work now is once you see the person, you will text me your division that you think they're in. Once both are locked in, then y'all can kind of talk through the picture a little bit more, and I'll give you a few more stats and details, and then you'll guess their rating also via text. Trevor is up 2-0.
2-0, baby.
I believe right now. So
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get this first one up here.
Oh, I mean,
Here we go.
I need
All right,
large.
This is, let me see here. This is John Hamilton out of Marion, Texas. He has played 17 career events. He has 4 career wins.
This is a tricky one here.
Can anyone identify what's on his shirt, or is that blurry?
Is
there a
believe
logo right there on the chest?
Blurry to me.
I don't even know if I see a logo.
Is that a logo? I can't
think
tell.
it's a sunspot.
Yeah, you're seeing the sun, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
looks like just a pretty
no
generic
logo. It is a logo-less polo. So you're guessing division first. Division first.
Mine has been sent.
I'm about to send mine. I've got an interesting. Yeah, there's a first look would say one thing, but then as I think about it, it says another.
All right. Y'all both have submitted, and one of you's right. This player is an MA3.
Dang.
Brody Smith got it right. MA3.
Well,
I see. My
Trevor,
thought process was that he had won an MA3 a bunch, and he's now moved up to MA2.
Trevor, let me help you out here, brother. Let me help you out here. First things first. The dude's got a wedding band ring on. Can't be practicing that much.
Great thing there.
Second things first. Super nose up forehand.
Yeah.
This thing is going way right.
I was really hoping that.
Does he have 4 wins in MA3 though?
Probably.
Let me see where his wins
So
are.
in which case, he probably is ready to move up.
No, stop that. No, stop
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We were just telling people they're
All
moving
this
up
season-
too fast last
All
week.
this season, he has 3 wins in MA3,
Whatever
1
fits.
win in MA40.
We were literally just telling
He's a
people,
dog.
why are you 920 playing MPO?
Well,
Now, to be fair,
yet, so we gotta hold that judgment. I thought to myself, I think first impression, I was looking, I'm like, ooh, this guy could be pretty decent. I saw a few things that made me think not quite so much, but I thought he was fringe.
What were y'all seeing that you thought not so much? Because I was hoping that the mint signs behind might make someone be like, oh, this is a pretty big tournament.
I think
it's Texas. Texas has a lot of big tournaments.
Like as soon as you glance, you think, oh, this guy's legit, but then the polo doesn't have any disc golf logo on it. So I'm not seeing sponsored player for sure. Yeah. I see a bag in the background that if it were to be his is a very small like bag just flopped on the ground there.
You might be playing a short course.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
if you
nice
know an AMs don't care, dude. They'll bring the Zuka with 50 discs to whatever course. So I don't know. The nose up forehand, that's a good pull there though.
Shorts are kind of dark.
He's in a good position though.
Okay, so we have now MA3. Okay. As I also said he has played some MA40 as well.
MA3 is such a jungle.
He has played 13 of his 17 tournaments this year and has won 4 of them this year. So he's 4 wins on 13 tournaments this year.
This could be a little bit off, but
yeah, we'll just. I think that's enough information.
Last week, a lot of people were saying they play an MPO, even though maybe their rating shouldn't be playing MPOs because they're trying to play for money. So yeah, I respect that. A lot of people are against.
I literally just did this
packs.
past weekend.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are against player packs, which they should be. Player packs are the stupidest thing in the world, I think, for the majority of people. I think the majority of people.
I didn't think it was stupid when I first started playing disc golf because my dad paid for my entry fee. So I was like, oh, sick, I get a disc. This rocks.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, you're kind of like, hey,
but as an adult, it's like, yeah, I'd rather play less or rather pay less and not get one free disc.
Just don't give me a disc I'm never going to use.
I've seen some tournaments do where you can pay X amount and play in the AM division and get a payout if you win, but no players.
I like that. I like
that. That's fine.
Pay X amount more to get the 2 discs or whatever.
Totally. We need more tournaments structured like Spirit Airlines.
There you go. Dude. I do love a good, like, if you run a race, you always get a T-shirt. I love that. I love T-shirts.
Let me be clear. If the players pack for a disc golf tournament was every single time was a custom stamped from that tournament, then I would never complain because it's a memento. It's when you just get handed some random disc that isn't even custom stamped. I could care less.
Even random T-shirts, I love just because, like, how fun is it to be mowing the grass?
If it's tied to the event,
Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
But you also have to
look
think
at this.
200 at a certain point, you probably stop. That stops. Like, at a certain level, you're kind of
sure.
like, I just want money.
In June, he played a tournament called the Turkey Leg Tussle. You're telling me you don't want to be mowing grass in a shirt that says the Turkey Leg Tussle? Like,
No,
that's
a
incredible.
sweet shirt. That's a sweet shirt.
Okay, both of
Good
y'all
one.
have submitted your rating. One of you dialed it.
Dialed, bro.
Dang. Anyways,
Fired.
this guy's rating was 890. So Trevor got within 6 points.
Wow.
Brody was 40 off, but luckily he gets the division right, so he has 20 points.
Wow.
Where we sit currently. But let's go ahead and pull up that second player here.
You're gonna read our guesses?
Oh yeah, Trevor gets 884. Brody gets 850.
I thought I might be on the high end. I kind of lucked out on that one because
It's crazy.
That easily could have been 860. Like
I don't get the ratings at all because some people are 920 in MPO.
You gotta watch out for Dark Horse Canada. Keep that in mind.
We've got an 880 in MA3.
This guy's clearly out of Wisconsin, so we got to keep that in mind. What are those Wisconsin ratings? He's wearing the Brewers jersey.
Yeah, he's out of Watertown, Wisconsin. Great call, Trevor.
Yeah,
this is Jeremy Waggy.
You don't have a lot of Brewers fans walking around in like Florida.
This is Jeremy Waggy, and he also has a nickname on the PDGA. So he's actually Jeremy That Cheatin' Lefty Waggy.
Oh man,
he's been a member since 2020. He has played 128 career events.
Holy cow!
And has 9 wins.
Man,
he's playing a lot. 31 of those tournament games this year. What is this guy's division?
How many did he play this year?
31 this year.
I mean, this is a no-brainer, right?
Gotta be, bro.
This
like,
is a no-brainer.
Surely.
If this is not correct, then he should quit.
I kind of agree.
Okay.
I think we probably guessed the same thing.
I'm going to give it to both of you based on Trevor's previous logic. Both of you guessed MA1. Both of you are going to be correct because he moved up to MA1 in what seems to be... Oh, you know what? I take all that back. You're both wrong. He's still in MA2. He played... He went to MA1 for like a little stretch, but all of September, all of October, all of November, he's been in MA2.
Came back home.
So he played 26 MA2 events, 5 MA1 events this season. Let's look at his career wins here. His 9 career wins are spread out across MA2, MA3, and MA4. One career win this year was in MA2 in May.
The disc is very far away from his body. I just am not seeing form that looks super inspiring. I do like the jersey. That's fun.
So what is his rating?
I mean, that's not too bad though, because he could pull it in with his hips right
I don't know that that's what's happening though.
It also looks like he's lining up to throw a big hyzer, but his like alignment is.
It's tough to say what's going on there.
It looks like he's gonna,
Okay.
But yeah, MA2 makes sense. I thought maybe MA1 with just how much he's played.
He dipped his toe. in.
Yeah,
and,
he was like not ready there.
As of like 2 weeks ago, he came in second in MA1, but the week before that, he was playing MA2, and then
this is a tricky one.
10 days ago, he played MA2. So he's kind of all over the place.
He's also in Wisconsin, which has a lot of good disc golfers.
They've got good golf out there. High standards.
I'm just completely clueless.
All right. Well, you're not going to make up much ground because Trevor guessed 917. Brody guessed 915.
Oh, at least we were kind of on the same page.
Jeremy is 928.
Okay.
So y'all are in the ballpark. That was a good guesses. Some good guesses.
I'm impressed. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised he's not playing MA1 at that rating.
I'm baffled every week in this show of just what it just doesn't make it ratings. I don't think it's a a system.
All right, let's go ahead.
You're kidding.
Let's go ahead and get up our.
Tell me more about that.
It's like how's a 928 player
It's regional,
playing
man.
in MA2?
It's regional.
Let's go ahead and get up our next guy here.
Oh my gosh, who's this legend?
Tyler Smith out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Am I being pranked? That's not Robbie C.
No, this is like a Robbie C from the 60s.
It looks like. Does that not look like long hair Robbie C?
Oh,
yes, from a hot tub
even
time
the
machine.
nose looks the same. Am I being pranked right now?
This is Nashville, Tennessee. I'm looking at it PJ. Nashville, Tennessee.
That's a picture of Robbie C.
Tyler Smith. Maybe I don't know.
I'm being gaslit right now.
I don't know if Robbie C would ever wear those pants though.
He wears pants all the time to play.
Like that though? He wears skinny jeans?
Yeah, like golf pants. Those aren't skinny jeans. Those are like golf pants. That's Robbie
He looks
C.
skinny genie.
Sauce, am I?
He's
Are
wearing,
you, are we,
wearing
Sauce,
like a full button up too.
can you help me out? Like that's got to be like an old picture of Robbie Z, right? It looks just like him. And
so
that face he's making.
So Tyler Smith has 57 career events, 9 career wins. Been a member since 2019.
The only thing I can say is I don't know.
He is a certified official.
I will say Robbie C's beard doesn't quite look like that textured. But like, I literally just thought
I
this
can
is a
see
funny.
it in the face. I can see it.
It's the nose too. Like it's so spot on. I'm like, what? And he looks like he's a similar height. That's gonna really skew my guessing.
You have no idea about his height.
But he's
tight's tough.
How the
Robbie
heck do you
did
gauge
have
height?
long hair.
This guy could be 5'5".
Was Robbie playing disc golf when he had long hair?
At the beginning of his channel, he had long hair.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
But I don't know if he ever had a long beard and long hair. That's another thing that's kind of throwing me off.
I don't know.
All right. So I got to readjust everything. How many events has he played?
He's played 57 since 2019. Not as much as the last guy.
A decent amount. That's a
9
solid.
career wins, certified official. Brody has submitted his
He started in 2019.
his guess here.
He's been playing a little bit of golf.
I'm going for a home run here. This is either a.
I could. Well, I mean, that was a huge hint in the right direction. I think I'm going to go ahead and play some defense here.
I'm not going out looking.
Okay, well, both of y'all got it right. He is an MPO player.
Yeah,
MPO
if you wouldn't
player.
include me, I would have missed that. You definitely led me on to what you were going to guess there.
Now, he's slowed up how much he's playing disc golf, it looks like. Only played technically 4 tournaments this year, but only 2 in MPO. One was like a ace race or something, so I don't even know if we count that. $347 in career earnings all time. It looks like most of his playing came earlier, the 2019, 2020, 2021, so on and so forth.
This is
I think this guy shreds the short-wooded courses.
Yeah, this
I think he's the
tough.
short-wooded course shredder. I mean, the forehand is kind of throwing me off, like where his feet are.
I can't. Y'all just guessed his rating, not his rating, but y'all guessed the same rating. Y'all both guessed 972 on the dot. On the dot.
That's crazy.
Well, Tyler here is actually 954 rated.
Oh.
And Sagai, why don't you go ahead and take those sunglasses off because Trevor was on to us the whole time. That was an old picture. That was an old picture of Robbie C. Not only that, but Trevor just looked at his PDGA profile today, and it's his profile picture on PDGA.
Well, I figured
terrified me when Trevor said he was looking up Robbie C's profile. I was like, oh no.
That's so funny. I didn't even. That's not even like unless I subliminally noticed that.
Put the sunglasses back on, Silas.
I just thought,
dang, you did a really good job.
Thank goodness, bro, because I was like, that has to be Robbie C. What's even? Wait, so wait, he just did it under a fake name?
He texted me that and told me he said, hey, can you put sunglasses on me and call me Tyler Smith out of Nashville and see if they know it?
That's funny because I just thought to myself, okay, maybe it is a picture of Robbie C and that is the joke, but I figured another player was just using a picture, like my profile picture on PDGA.
I was reading Robbie C's PDGA.
Because I'll say my PDGA picture is like Isaac Robinson, I'm pretty sure. So
this is Robbie Crawford.
I wish I would have called on to that because
Alabama.
I
you would have known his rating too.
I would have definitely known his rating. I should have just guessed it. I should have just went for it.
When you were in the back seat today, looking at Robbie's PDGA after like the rating update stuff, I was sweating. I was like, he's gonna look at the profile picture. He's gonna
did I was that actually on the mobile version? His picture?
I don't know. It's his
remember seeing that
on the PDGA site. Like it's the one he uses.
Do you get photos on mobile?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was right. It was literally right there. I just like maybe that was subliminally in my head.
Yeah,
exactly. I noticed his his face, and like to me that looked so obviously like him.
That's so funny.
That's crazy. Well,
well
crazy.
There you go. Trevor wasn't crazy. It was Robbie.
Didn't work.
Y'all are still pretty close. About 16 points separating you as we head into the final one here.
I need to get this one right. Oh, geez.
Wow, a lot to digest there.
This is Hudson Haupt.
What is that?
HAUPT out of.
Is he from Florida?
Chickasaw, Alabama.
Oh, Bama.
16 career events, 3 career wins, been a member in the PDGA since 2023.
Guy's got really nice forearm definition. This guy goes to the gym, I can tell. Dang. The question is this guy yamming on that disc or is that thing going in any direction with no spin? Interesting looking stance.
Brody submitted his division. Trevor?
Okay, let's see. I got mine here. Wait, what was the other? You gave us did you give us any other details?
16 career events, 3 career wins, member since
Okay.
2023, based
I
out of
think this
Alabama.
picture's from Florida, though.
Okay, I pretty
Could
much.
be.
I think that aligns with where I was going to go.
All right.
If this is you, please leave a comment whether
One
or not
of
this
you
picture's
got
from
it.
Florida.
One of you got it correct. Trevor guessed MA3. Brody guessed MA1.
There's no way. It's
Hudson
M1.
is in MA1. Brody Smith has it correct. This could be huge for Brody. This could be
This
big.
could be big. This is your
All right.
chance. Oh
Come
man, this could
on.
be very. A
Let me look
new
at this.
player MA1. This rating could be anywhere.
His career wins, 2 of them came in MA2 this year, 1 in MA1 this year. He has played, let me go back to player statistics, 7 events in MA1 this year, and 4 in MA2.
I think I let the time he started playing take a little too much prejudice there in my guess, because his form did not look MA3 to not offend Hudson. That really was not where my brain was. But it is going to take into account this next guess.
I'm a little nervous what disc that is.
All right, I guessed. I have no idea what that is.
Y'all guessed within 1 of each other. Yet again. Y'all are crazy.
Bro.
Brody guessed 948. Trevor guessed 947.
There's
it
no
gets
reason to put a
a-
study
It
done
gets a
on
little
our brain.
crazier. It gets a little crazier because Hudson's 949 rated.
Oh, oh my gosh,
So
dude!
Brody-
what the heck?
Brody got the lowest amount of points possible at 0.5, but Trevor holds on for the win because
How
Trevor
does
only
this-
got 2 points.
How does this game make no sense? You know what? Okay, I'm gonna propose something, Brody. I think next week because I am winning, so I'm saying this because I think it'd be more fun. I think we go no more division guessing and we just go straight on ratings. Because like a guy like that, if we don't know the division, we could guess like 880 and 980.
Oh, yes.
Because as soon as I think what
we're
has
kind of
happened is we've just
narrowing
gotten
it
so good
to-
at knowing what type of people are playing what divisions. So we're getting a little
Okay.
too locked in. We got to go back to just straight ratings.
Straight ratings next week. I like it. We'll try it out.
It'll be wild.
That was
Alright.
crazy. Y'all went 947, 948, and he was actually
What happens
949.
when someone
And what's
nails
even
it?
funnier is he went up by 1 rating point today. Meaning yesterday he was 948 rated.
Oh.
Wait, have you checked though? Because Kristen Tatar went up, but then
And
went
Isaac.
back down.
Isaac's
Going
same
back
thing.
down?
It got adjusted. You got to check.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah, a
looking
lot
at it right now. I'm looking at it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm on his
PDJ.
PDJ. I didn't realize Kristen went back down.
Yeah, Kristen made a post about
Wait,
being
so
like
she went
the
back
it
down
was
to
highest ever.
1,001. Let me look this up.
Yeah, because I saw that happening.
Yeah, people were talking about it.
That's
Let me look this
wild.
thing up.
Yeah, I've just gotten too good at if you.
Oh yeah, she's only 1,000. She
if you
broke
give me
the record at
division-
1,001.
Wow.
Made a bunch of posts
But
about it.
they
I
didn't stamp that
one.
yet.
I screenshot one and sent it in grip lock. What, did Gannon go down?
I think both Gannon and
Yeah,
Kristen
Gannon went down by 1 too. Because he
What the
posted
heck's going
1058,
on?
1059. He's at 1058
PJ
now.
ratings, baby.
What's the
Nothing
deal
better.
with that?
Wow.
Everybody's rating
Wow.
just bumped back down.
That's tough. That's tough. Okay, I do have a video I wanted to show real quick and have us
Ooh.
react. I don't know if y'all have seen it yet or not, but let me just set the stage here. This is at the WIF Diff, World Federation Flying Disc, whatever it is, World
Yeah.
Championship, where they had different teams representing different countries. Pretty electric.
What year?
This year. This just happened.
Okay. Definitely haven't seen this then.
This was in the semifinals, and this is Canada's putt to go to the finals and play against Estonia. Make this putt they're in.
Putt.
Miss this putt. They play in the bronze medal
Did we
match.
have a
They were
team
doing
there?
disc golf stuff?
Yeah, there's disc golf. Yeah, there's disc golf.
Did we have a team?
Yeah, wait,
We
was
did.
there?
We fielded a team of
Who?
not anyone that notable. I think
Wait,
like
what were
Blaine
the-
Give me a
Korver.
name.
How did
I don't even
Is it
know.
a whiff
How
diff
did-
event?
how did they get the team? How did they construct the team?
I don't know any of that.
This is so funny. We got to talk about this on Grip Log.
But like Canada had Thomas Gilbert. Estonia was pretty stacked. It didn't have Kristen, but had like notable pros.
Okay.
The U.S. I just got to say, this is an American. We just didn't send our best team, so we didn't
Yeah,
win.
but is this
the
like
World
the
Cup thing?
people that went were the only people that knew, and so they kind of kept it under
No,
wraps?
they got. I saw Facebook posts of like people getting chosen. But I
But
don't
that's
know
what I'm saying.
exactly.
They're getting
Who's
chosen,
us?
and they're not good people.
We
What's
should've
going
re-
on here?
we should have represented the
Why
whiff
are they
diff.
not? Why?
It's because
I'm very curious.
I'm sure there's no
'Cause,
incentive. They probably just don't want to go during their off season.
I'm sure, but Ultimate Frisbee, the World Championships were done with WIFDIF, and it was set up through USA Ultimate. So I don't know if this is set up through the PDGA, but USA
I think
Ultimate's-
WIFDIF is just a bigger deal in the Frisbee community. Like I think disc golf maybe just isn't a huge deal with the WIFDIF stuff.
I'm just saying it was very clear that you had to be. I think it was like the top 3 teams from the national championship got to go to the WIFDIF World Championships.
I was trying to find.
But this, I don't. It's just they're just selecting people from Facebook.
I don't. I mean, they were like,
This is
to be clear.
fascinating.
To be clear, I had heard of the players who were going.
So yeah,
You still have not been able to name one name.
Know some of the players.
Oh, like I can't find the list. I can't find the list.
But
right
that's what I'm
now.
saying. If you knew, if it was like, if they were pretty
Like if I
notable
read them,
names.
you'll know.
Yeah, I haven't
Wish I
seen
could
anybody on
find it.
social media that I follow post
That's
like
what that's how I saw it.
WIFDIF
Is like
thing.
certain social like people I follow and competitors. Here we go. Let's see if I can find this.
I'm dying to know. Like is Chandler Fry like USA's
This
captain,
information. Why
co-captain
is
by
there like
Greg
not
Barsby?
results?
Like I've got to know.
Are you on the WIFDIF website?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Oh,
find
it's
results.
terrible. Oh yeah.
If I had to like right now, if I had to name the team that's probably there, I'm gonna say actually
see
it's
if I
not
can-
Chandler Fry because he's going to New Zealand.
There's
Jennifer
some
Allen.
coverage. There's some coverage. Let me
Jen
see if I can
Allen
find
is a
the coverage.
great pick.
Jen Allen for sure.
They
All right, let me see if I can get this coverage to load. This is
they
4 days
probably got
ago.
like
they went
Emerson
live. They were
Sheep out
live.
there.
Raven Newsom.
Yeah. That's funny. Sarah Hokum might be out there.
Holcomb.
It looks like they're doing
Flip
match
bombs.
play. Is this in Where are we? Are we in Australia?
With
This looks like the course in Australia.
Oh, so if it's in Australia, maybe some of the New Zealand people are there, in which case Chandler Fry captain is back.
I don't know this
Nate
guy.
Perkins,
I don't know who's throwing for US right now. Last name Brown. Don't know who
Patrick?
that is. Nah, it's not Patrick Brown. It's a
Oh.
younger guy.
Jake.
Is it Jake Brown?
We now have
What? Jake Brown.
Willis/Henderson. I think it's I think that's the doubles team. I'm guessing it's like a guy with last name Willis and maybe Caroline Henderson. She doesn't play disc golf
She doesn't
anymore.
even play
does
disc golf
No,
anymore.
she like broke her back.
There's just someone I saw on Facebook that I knew
Dude,
who it was.
this is
I
like-
don't think it's anyone.
This is basically
I think it's just
like the one year at the Olympics they brought the amateur hockey players back and didn't let the NHL guys go, and it was like, who was that guy?
Let me see if I can skip forward to get
That
some more.
this is funny. We got to
Did
let
you
Play was
see,
suspended. Oh no.
Red Bull. Red Bull's doing stuff where they're putting like a pro in these racing tournaments. It was a downhill biking racing tournament, and they put a pro versus 99 amateurs, and the pro started at the very back of the pack, like 5 seconds behind, and so there's 99 people in front.
That sounds
And
like a
he's-
disaster.
And he's
wreck.
just like trying to weave through all these people as much as he can. He ended up like overtaking like 80 some people, and
Dang.
it was pretty impressive. But
Okay, well let's just watch this putt while I try to
this
find
for the
some
win?
more. This is for
Silas forgot to mute the copyright music. Enjoy these sick beats.
tough.
Oh
Just
my
brutal.
gosh, bro. See, listen, this is what I always said, and I don't know. Let's see how you guys feel about this take now, because Hunter used to feel a certain way about this take like years ago. I always said that if that moment were to happen for a guy to win the world championship, it would be awful for disc golf because people actually now I have evidence because we posted that Nicholas Antela spit out rollaway at Worlds. And it got like 30 million plays. It went very viral. And almost all the comments that don't know disc golf are just saying, this is why disc golf is so stupid. You literally make the putt and it fell out of the basket. So I think that disc golf, there's like this disaster potentially brewing that if somebody were to get that dead center spit out for like, I think the worst case scenario is it's like a 20-footer for the win. So a putt that a guy would never miss, or even like a 15-footer, and it comes out. I think it'd be awful for disc golf if that happened. And someday it's going to happen.
so that putt was a little high.
That one was high, but like the person who doesn't play disc golf doesn't know that.
no, and
But like you're never gonna fix that.
No, I don't think it can be fixed. I just think it's like this, like a doomsday scenario. If like somebody's tapping out a 15-footer for the world championships and it just gets shot out of the basket.
See, I'm okay with those. I think the ones that like go through the basket and out the back.
Well, either way. Yeah, either way.
No, the ones that go through and out the back, that is really, really tough. But like, in my opinion, this is very similar to like a basketball shot that and then bounces out.
Yeah,
like
but it looks a lot different because like this one goes in, like it's in the chains. Like once again,
that's just awareness, though. It's the same
disc
thing
golfer
as
will understand.
It's like a lip out in golf where it like goes down in.
It's the same thing as when someone drops the ball right before going across the end zone. Like you have to explain that rule because when you first look at it, you're thinking to yourself like, wait, why is that not counting?
But
so it's just
if you're a non-disc golfer, if you watch a putt lip out, you can understand that why it missed. It's a lot easier to because you're like, well, it went around the edge. That's why it didn't go in. That disc golf putt, you're watching it go to a non-disc golfer. It looks like that's what you're supposed to do.
It's just saying, well, it popped right off the front. That's why it didn't go in.
Yeah.
Right, but it's in the chains. And if you don't know what a disc golf basket does, what?
Not in the basket.
It'd be more instead of a lip
I don't know,
out,
but like the objective of disc golf is to hit the chains. It's not to hit inside of the basket.
You hit the flagpole and it bounces right back out.
Or
like a chip
if you
have to admit it's a little bit
it
worse than a putt lipping out.
We're in the same spot we were years ago. I don't think so.
You're saying to somebody who's never seen disc golf, it looks the same of putt lipping out
the
as
cut through is way worse.
Hitting straight out of the basket.
A cut through would be tough. A cut through,
the cut through is really worse because it's like, wait, what are they supposed to do?
I agree that one is worse.
Then it like catches way more chain. But if it pops off the pole, I don't think it takes like rocket scientists to figure out like you threw it too hard.
Threw it too hard, threw it too high.
Yeah, I guess.
Again, all this can be solved by just making the chains closer to the pole. Right?
Yeah, because mostly that kind of spit out that he just got, you really only ever see those on, because was that a disc catcher?
I think it was.
I say you really only see those on disc catchers because for whatever reason, sometimes there's just weak spots where those get straight to the pole and just pop out. And that one just had enough height on it that it had enough room to get away from the cage, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think that got to the pole.
Did it not hit? It definitely hit pole.
No.
Right?
No, I think when it's high like that, it kind of just almost has this swaying.
Or did it just like knock
where
it down like that?
It kind of goes in and then sways back. And then
play that thing again if you can easily.
Silas forgot to mute the copyright music. Enjoy these sick beats. Again. Last time. I promise.
The thing is, that one's coming down too. Like it's not even on its way up.
The hyzer, which basically hits it and then makes it go this way.
It. Yeah.
And then it came down and hit. Yeah, I mean it's
brutal. That putt probably goes in 99 out of 100 times if it hits like any different chain.
I found most of the team list.
Oh boy.
I don't know who I knew on this team. This is tough. This is a tough scene.
I was gonna say surely
the U.S. We need to get our stuff together. Okay, we could put together a better team here. This is nothing against any of these players. I think they would know that the Gannon Burr and Calvin Heinbergs of the world are better. We have Samuel Henderson, Kevin Gleason. I've heard of him.
I think on that team. Brody, have you pulled a Gillis McDougal yet out of the packs? Like how is that not the best name of all time?
We've pulled like. We've opened like 100+ boxes.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Christy Action.
Kool-Aid's a better name.
Acton, sorry.
Oh, I thought Action.
John Willis II.
Okay, that's our best player so far.
Okay, Gavin
you
Cunningham.
Know John Willis II?
Yes. You guys don't know who John Willis is?
I've heard the name. I think he's played a few pro tours.
Yeah, he plays on tour every once in a while.
Yeah.
He's very good in the Texas area.
Okay.
Gavin Cunningham.
No.
Elizabeth Eminger.
No.
And Leah Senegeni. And
why? How? Why is she always there?
Chris Villa and Andrew Brown.
Wait, Chris Villa, he's a coach.
Andrew Brown is an ultimate frisbee player that is playing disc golf.
Now
Chris Villa not a coach?
Estonia's team, Katie Tati, Imar Elesma, Albert Tam, Mauri Vilman, Katie Alfalu.
Breaking moves.
Christy O'Reich. So I know more of the Estonian team than I do of the USA team.
Guys, I just got breaking news.
Breaking news.
Kristen Tatar 5 minutes ago just posted a picture of her crying. Now she's just kind of teary-eyed holding a trophy, and it says, "It turns out new heights weren't conquered yet. Since the PDGA counted throw pink rounds at first, but then later on canceled them.
That's
So
probably what happened to USDGC too. I bet Gannon USDGC counted and then canceled them.
Those dogs.
That's tough.
Hey, Hunter, can you
forgot to uncheck those rounds?
Hunter, can you screenshot that list and send it to me so I can talk about it on Tour Life? Because
I just exited out of the tab, but I'll find it again.
I want to hear what Yuli has to say about that.
Okay, I'll go back to it.
I don't think
that feels like an event that Yuli would be at, like captaining.
Well, like why? I really would love to know how the information got sent out, and if it was like, hey, they posted it on Facebook. Like, do we think that?
Well, let me see some of these other teams. Let's Canada. Let's look at Canada's team. Casey
but each team is
Hangmeyer.
individual to themselves on how they want to get teams, though, Hunter.
Yeah. I'm just saying. On Norway, Knut Vallen Holland was playing. Anniken Steen was playing. Canada, you had Casey Hainmayer, I've heard. Sophia Donachie, I've heard. Thomas Gilbert.
Yeah.
Like that all feels. It's just USA. I don't know what we were doing.
Like, did they just make a post somewhere on Facebook and was like, "Hey,
Finland's Teppo Payu. I thought he had retired. He played.
I'm out of retirement.
Well, I think he retired from the Pro Tour.
I don't recognize any of the other players.
For Whiff Diff, he'd do anything.
Okay, I'll screenshot this and send it to you.
Okay. Is this our sixth major?
Next, got a topic. This might be from Clayton, who works for us. I don't really know. But it's in the right area, and they just said Clayton. But it said, I feel like Brody needs more context about amateur disc golf / non-pro tour tournaments. I was playing the Charlotte Amateur Championship in 2019. It was the fourth and final round, and the guy on my card played the entire 4-round tournament with only 4 discs. He had a Wraith, an R-Pro Pig, some other Discraft driver, and he putted with the Wizard that he got in the players pack. That's pretty legendary. We were on the chase card, and so the guy was playing pretty well throughout the tournament. We even played some challenging courses, including Nevins and Hornets Nest, so he wasn't just chipping around par threes. The worst part is I lost this guy by 1 stroke for the tournament, so I guess I'm the fool for carrying around 20-plus discs.
I'm going to go ahead and say that was not our Clayton.
What was the reasoning? What was the reasoning for the first sentence?
I think he might be just saying, like, this, like, there's a dude playing in a pretty big A tier, the Charlotte Am Championship, on chase card with four discs.
Don't need all the discs, just straight vulture.
All right.
I don't know what the point of the first part was. You must have said
like
something.
He was like trying to like give me. I don't.
He must have said something during the last episode that prompted that.
Listen, man, Brody's played the Halloween Classic, man.
He's seen it. He's seen the local stuff.
I've seen a fair share of amateur.
Who was the guy that buy a disc and had never thrown it and like made a big deal about it?
Just some random guy on Sage's card one morning at like 6:30 in the morning.
First tournament I ever played, I had never been exposed to like a lot of discs like being sold. Like I had only like just gotten into disc golf, and so like after the first round, there are people vending, and I was like, "What on earth? Like there's this many discs? This is crazy." So I bought a G-Star Rhino, and I proceeded to throw it during the second round.
Yeah,
only win I've ever gotten. So maybe there's something to that.
There's something to it. It's probably the G-Star Rhino, not just that you bought
I backed that for a while, but I just remember my dad kind of looking at me like he didn't really know, but he was kind of like, "That's interesting." But I'm like, "Hey, man, it worked."
Yeah, it is a crazy thing just to buy a disc.
I threw it in the parking lot like twice.
Okay, so you knew what it did.
Yeah, I at least had an idea.
Final topic before the last story here. Isaac said, "Hello all. I was wondering what you guys think is an ideal design for the final 3 holes of a disc golf course. Presuming you have the room for creativity, I've seen a lot of different designs. Curious what you think."
16, I think just needs to be a good hole. I think I like to leave 16 up to the course. I do think that 17, 18 historically have gone to this pattern where people love to make 17 a shorter technical par 3 with OB, and then people like to make 18 maybe a par 4 or 5 with some decisions to be made. I'll give an example of a couple holes that I think right now are really good. I think 17, there's a few of them. I think that hole 16 at Emporia would function as a fun 17, but like that's a good hole down the stretch. I think that hole 17 at USDGC is a pretty good 17, although I wish they still played by the old rules. 18, I really like Maple Hill because of how small the green is. I think that it means that somebody's going to have to execute a difficult shot, even if they're trying to play safe. A bad example of hole 18 would have been the way they played New London at Worlds, because they just made it impossible to birdie. And they, with the OB they added, they just basically took all the decision making out of the hole. I don't know. That as long as there's separation, though, I'm never going to get super worked up. Like, you just have to have a chance for things to stay interesting.
I do tend to enjoy an island green of some type.
Yeah, we're always a sucker for a
stretch.
set. Like, that TPC Sawgrass has ingrained it all in our brains that an island green 17 is electric. And
Well,
USDGC kind of following suit there.
Disc golf also almost kind of needs like an island green for every par 3. Kind of. You know, it's very hard to get good score separation on par 3s out in the open.
Well, yeah, at least
Unless
if you're
you
in the
have-
open, you got to have at least some kind of OB for sure.
But yeah, I think the finishing stretch, you know, definitely there's some like do's and don'ts, right? The don'ts would be hole 18 should not be a par 3. The don't should be they shouldn't all be the same par. So I like the variety coming in. Don't should be they shouldn't be all super easy or like the easiest holes. Like, you probably do want some of the more challenging holes. If you are going to put an easy hole, though, I do like a hole like 18 at Preserve, of where it doesn't matter if you call it a par 5 or par 4, whatever you want to call it. It is a hole that is set up in a way to where you can play super aggressive to try to get a 3,
Right.
or you can play somewhat safe to get a 4.
Well, it's a hole that,
or
like,
you can
days
mess up
one,
and get a 5 or a 6.
right. Like, it's a hole that maybe days 1, 2, and 3, it just kind of feels normal and easy to play under par. But on the final day, when things are needed to happen, maybe becomes more because it has the ability to.
Yeah,
That
hole
makes
17 Preserve is also a pretty good hole too, of where that shot doesn't really look all that challenging. I will say the gap is smaller than it does look on camera, but that like tight fairway, it's only a 300-foot shot, but it's like the first 200 feet is all tight wooded gap.
Yeah.
That gap looks a lot smaller the final round if you're in contention, I'm sure. So I like seeing that. I like seeing decision making coming down the stretch where players can make a decision whether or not to go for a shot or lay up. I think the tour championship, actually, their holes coming in had that too, of where if you're kind of out of position, you can kind of play for a safer shot versus going for the green for some of the holes. But yeah, I think that's key. I think you want to make it to where if someone has a 2-shot lead with 3 to play, you're not thinking this
Trapped
person
up.
has to choke it away for it to win.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Well said.
that's the biggest thing. And also, I would say too, just throw in throw in one of your more signature looking holes towards the end too, because that's just good visually, I think. Like,
European Open might have one of the best 16, 17, 18s.
it's very good.
Yeah, they got
Before they changed the rules, but
Yeah, it's very good.
like that was a great finishing stretch.
Really
Yeah,
was.
I always like it where even like a 4-stroke lead with 3 to play, it still doesn't feel wrapped up. Like, there's some tournaments where someone can have a 4-stroke lead, 3 to play, and you're like, they're gonna have to miss some 20-footers. Like, it's not just. Then, if like European Open, I mean, you can't have a big enough lead.
You just gotta have birdie and bogey in play.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes 4 strokes. Now here, I'll give you another example of a good finishing stretch. Well, before they made the new 16, because the new 16's trash. But Waco's a great finishing stretch.
Right.
If you have 4 shots
an
with
awesome
3
one.
holes to play,
Well, we saw it with Kristen and Ella.
yeah,
Yep.
someone
Years ago.
can eagle. I'm going back to old hole 16, but someone can eagle old hole 16, and even if you birdie it, they get a shot on you. 17 is a nightmare. Like, someone can birdie that and double that real easy, and then 18, like, that is not, especially when it's windy, that is not a easy layup par. Like, it's not a guaranteed layup par at all. So I like that finishing stretch a whole lot.
I will say 18 goes somewhat against what you said.
It goes a
being
little
that
bit,
it is
but
a par
it plays,
3, but it plays par 4-ish.
To me, it plays more like a drivable par 4.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
I
a
think
weird.
it used to be because that course got the pars all shifted because Paul shot 18 under when it was really the pars
the
are a lot
basket
softer.
used to be in the back, and it used to play as a par 4.
And I think that after that year, they adjusted pars on a lot of holes and made some adjustments to like 18.
Anytime you have to carry like 400 feet of water, it always is going to be.
It just feels like a par 4
I-
regardless.
the reason I don't like par 3s to end is I just don't like all you have to do is execute one shot and it's over.
Right.
So if they were able to somehow pick up the ground and move it to where 18 was 70 and 17 was 18, that would be an insane finish. That would be an insane finish.
I mean, even look at the fort and what happened with the holy shot.
Yeah.
Like all through a good drive, if I remember correctly. Conrad was the one that didn't throw. So if that's a par 3, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's like Paul threw exactly what he was trying to do, but because there was that next shot you had to execute, we get one of the greatest moments in disc golf history.
We saw like the opposite with Paige Pierce.
Exactly.
Of where she was not able to execute multiple shots on that final hole.
Yeah.
She lost.
Yeah. Phenomenal final stretch. Okay. Well, if you want to hear your topic or story, we're going to finish off with a story here in a second. Check the link in the description down below. Submit a topic, submit a story, submit a business idea. If we get enough of those, we can do a little disc golf Shark Tank. Those are always a good time.
Yeah.
Submit whatever you got. Products, ideas.
I found some old Shark Tank disc golfs written down in my notes app the other day. Just some crazy stuff.
Block shirt's one of the greatest ideas of all time. I'll dive bedtime basket out of Trevor. That was a great one. Also, Black Friday's coming up. Trevor's rocking what'll end up being Foundation's first jersey release, I believe. I got a new hoodie. Brody's rocking a classic Foundation shirt that's always on the site. So we got a lot of stuff coming for Black Friday. There's just a little teaser of some stuff that's going on. So you can find all that and more for our Black Friday deals. Let's go into the final story here. This was submitted from Caleb. He said, me and 2 of my buddies, Judd and Matt, were playing around in early March in Michigan. It was about 35 degrees. There was still some snow on the ground, but it was slowly melting. And we get to hole 2. It's a water carry over a small pond. We see 2 discs sitting out there on the ice. Score. As broke college students, we love finding discs. So I got to go out on the ice carefully, and I grab the closer one. And Judd goes one for nearly in the middle. We watch as he slowly shimmies his feet to get to the disc, and when he picks it up, he yells at us that the ice is cracking a lot.
Oh, no.
He takes 2 steps back towards the land, stops, and looks up at us, and then he falls through the ice like a cartoon character falling off a cliff. He tried to get back on the ice, but it breaks under his weight. So he just kept crawling on the ice and breaking it over and over and over again until he's finally back to the shore. He gets out, obviously freezing cold and shivering. Luckily, someone had a towel, so he was able to dry off. Me and Matt are obviously expecting to leave, but Judd just dries off and walks over to the next tee pad and playing the whole round. He later said that was a mistake.
Yeah, that's pneumonia city.
This is how people die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's 35 degrees outside, and the dude just went swimming in an icy lake and then played. They were on hole 2. He played 16 more holes of disc golf.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but when you fall through ice, sometimes you don't make it out.
Well, the scary thing about falling through ice is if you can't find where you fell through.
Correct.
Yeah, that's which it may not have been. If it was that thin, it sounds like he could have just broke it.
It sounds like it was thin enough that, like, in a panic situation, you could have broke it.
Yeah,
but
so the bigger issue is if you can't break it. It's gonna be scary. Yeah, falling through ice is a big deal.
I don't know about this story.
I
don't know about this.
Here's the moral of the story: a $15 piece of plastic is not worth even the risk of just falling on the ice and breaking your leg.
Those Michigan guys, man, they ought to know that ice better. Like, I mean, we skated on ponds all the time growing up in Pennsylvania, but like you test that ice, man. You drill, like figure it out, make sure nobody's and heck, even I would stay towards the very shallow parts a lot of times. It can be scary stuff.
I'm good with just not doing that ever.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I mean,
the only thing I've ever done.
That's a big fear of mine.
A lot of places up north, it gets so thick you can drive cars on that stuff.
Lake Sandusky, which was just a puddle, froze over once, and I army crawled on that to get a disc.
That was a good time.
But that was, if I would have fallen through, it was about an inch deep, so I would have been okay there. But that's the only time I've ever done anything like that.
It's a good time.
But
have I ever told you about my snowmobiling story?
No.
So, just because we're talking about winter stories.
Winter stories.
We were up, I believe, in I want to say it was either Oregon or Washington. Can't remember which, but we were up in the Pacific Northwest, and it was me and my 3 brothers, and we go out. This is back when my stepdad was still married with my mom, so we would all, he had kids in a previous marriage. That's why you probably are like, wait, you have 3 brothers?
So, say 3 brothers.
Yeah.
New dad lore unlocked right there.
Yeah. Growing up, we had a very big family. But so we went, this was like one of like the brothers and my stepdad kind of things once my mom and him divorced. And so we're all hanging out, whatever. At this point in time, I want to say I was probably like 16. And then my youngest brother was, a couple years younger than me. And then the other two were like, one was like 18 and one was like 15. So me and the 18-year-old, those were the only two that could actually drive, right? The snowmobile. We were old enough. So the other two kind of got on our back. Well, this guy, I still don't really know how this happened, but this guy just let us go. Like, it wasn't like a tour. It wasn't anything. We rented these snowmobiles, and then he just was like, yeah, just kind of go this way, follow this, take a left here, and then you're on the path.
Heck yeah.
We're literally leaving the city. Like, we're in a little town. We're trying to find the path. We think we find the path. And so we take a right, and we swear that this is the path. Turns out, like, down the road, we find out that it's a firewood path, like to go get firewood. It's not a snowmobile path at all. But it is our first time ever driving snowmobiles. And we get to this path, and it's like a pretty steep hill. And we're like, okay. And so the first couple times we go up, we kind of get up like 5 or 6 feet. And then it's like, oh, and then we kind of like do like a really scary like slide back. And we're like, because the one thing they told us not to do ever is do not give it gas and brake at the same time, right?
Yeah, pop a wheelie.
Don't do both. So I was telling him, I was like, guys, I think we have to get like a full, because we were just at the bottom and just kind of going. I was like, guys, I think we have to get like a full set of steam to get up this thing, right? And so we back this thing up like 50 meters or so, and I just floor it, right? And me and my brother's holding on the back, and we floor it. We get about halfway up, and all of a sudden it's like,
oh no.
Oh no.
and, I mean, we're probably 40, 50 feet up this hill, and now I'm full gas, and we're sliding down, and we're sliding down faster and faster and faster, and I'm freaking out. We got trees all around us. So what do? I freaking grab the brake, and I'm on gas. No. All of a sudden, smoke starts coming out of the front of the snowmobile, and me and my brother are freaking out. So we just jump off this thing, and it just slides kind of down. Luckily, it doesn't like hit anything. But yeah, we like burned out he had just put on like a brand new belt, burnt through that. And again, I don't know who this guy is, but we bring the snowmobile back. He's like, give me a minute. Let me fix it. Gives us a new belt. And then it was like, yeah, that was not the right path. You guys gotta go this. And then we went back out. He just let us go back out. I don't know what happened, but
he's like, oh, you're fine. Just go that way now.
I mean, that was the stupidest decision. It got super late, and it started getting dark to the point where we had to use our headlights on these snowmobiles. Mm-hmm. Again, we've never done this before. And we're just flying. That was probably one of the dumbest things going back and looking at it now. Because there was multiple times where, we would come up and like I would have to turn real fast, and my brother wouldn't be ready on the back, and he would just fly off the snowmobile. And like at the time, we were all laughing like, ha ha, this is so fun. It's like looking back, it's like, bro, this was like super dangerous. Like the snowmobile could have flipped on us. He could have like flew off into a tree. But yeah, shout out to whoever that guy was, because that guy did not give a rip.
That's crazy. All right. Well, hey, I've never driven a snowmobile, but that
you
kind of wants me.
If you get a chance, definitely give yourself a.
I'll put Trevor on the back. I'll throw him off a few times.
There you go. Hey, snowmobile disc golf.
Snowmobile disc golf
could be
next. Yeah, we've never tried driving a vehicle and throwing discs before. That never works.
Yeah, no one watched it. If we did, all right. Well, that's gonna wrap up this week. We'll talk to you again next week for the next episode of the Offseason podcast. See you then.